Welcome everyone. My name is Michel Rochus. Today I'm interviewing French fashion designer Louis-Gabriel Nouchi, designer of the brand LGN. We will talk about his autumn-winter collection 2021 that he presented at Paris Fashion Week Digital. How you got inspired to do the new collection?
As usual in the LGM brand, we started from a book and to create the collection. And this season we did the collection on the book of Kafka, Franz Kafka, The Trial, which is a book about the story of a guy which name is Joseph K. Which wake up one morning and he's been arrested by the police for something, a crime he didn't know. But what we take from this book, as usual, it's the color gamma of the collection. It's very cold, you know, it's very black, white, this kind of beige, and you have this kind of light green, because we really want to have the feeling when you are in the administrative office, you know. So it's more like we are working a lot with feutrage, you know, and feutre, which is actually knitwear. We have a lot of metal wear because we work around the paperclip to do it as accessories, belt. It's in all leather good, and you can really use it as a paperclip to do styling with scarf and stuff like that. There is also all this kind of violence, which is translated into repeat edge in knitwear, raw edge, the opening of the neckline, which is becoming signature in the brand. Now is on all the pieces, in all the pieces category, like in coats, in shirts, and you can see some styling. You can get your scarf through it, and you can pin it with a brush of paperclip. So actually, it's really like this kind of violence treated as an ennoblement, you know, on a piece. Like it had value to the pieces to get like a very violent treatment on it. For instance, we have some pieces on the collection when you see tie and dye. It's a new line that we will launch in shops in February, so in a few weeks, which we called, I don't know how to say in English, relecture, you know. It's old stock from all the collection, like from several collection, that we dye again, we treat again in Paris to give them like a new perception, you know.
Can you explain some pieces of your collection?
For instance, this is a denim here on Kevin.
Yes.
Which is a denim from SS19 collection. And we dyed the upper part in black, and we bleach with natural product the bottom, and we keep the natural color of the denim in between to have this kind of variation. And this is something also I always do now in collection, like to over dyed pieces, also to make like the motif appear or disappear into something which is solid, and you have this kind of block, you know, in the total look silhouette.
And it's also a nice way, like to reuse. It's like, and it's like I can I say that it's like upcycling. It's like what we have.
It's a bit like upcycling, but for me, it's like we have pieces that we like and we always sell, but we just want to rework on them because we find a new way of producing them, and I don't want them to stay in boxes, you know. I think it's also in the spirit of what we are doing in the company of transparency, honesty. For me, it's not sustainable, you know. For me, it's normal to do that because I always have this kind of process of using existing material when I was a student, you know, in the fashion school, because it's materials that is already here, and also this is shape that we are doing since the beginning of the brand. You know, it's not like we are changing all the shape every season. It's like we are more adding pieces to this kind of general wardrobe that we want to create in the brand, like a library, you know.
Okay, yes. And then the look on the girl, can you explain a little bit about that one?
This one, there is also, for instance, you can see in the pants, which is from SS20. Actually, basically it was khaki. And so we bleach it, we dyed it in black, and we bleach the upper part to have this kind of white. And also, which is interesting with this relecture capsule, is that we found a system, you know, a general system to do all the pieces in the same way, you know.
Okay.
And so on this silhouette, you have this kind of knit cardigan. And you can see the edge are a bit like rough, you know, but it doesn't move, you know, because all the knits are wash. So
Okay.
when you wash knit, it block everything. And after you also at home, you can wash it, you know, directly in your machine, which is something that we really work on. Is that you don't have to include the price of pressing, you know,
Yeah.
when you buy your pieces, you know, you can really wear them and use them. And for instance, this is made in France, the knitwear, the shirts also. And underneath you have a knitted tank top, which is our new carryover. And we have the introduction of leather good, which is coming really soon in shops. So I always like to start with black and big coats also when I'm doing a lineup. So this is something that I really like to do. And so you have this kind of big coats with press button, which are actually in holes. So it looks like buttons, but it's press buttons, so it's more technical and practical. You have this kind of big opening on the side, which is really practical with you when you have a long coat, so you have access to the pocket of the pants underneath really easily. At the same time, you can belt it, and yeah, all the back of the collection are really beautiful. This is something that I actually work more than front images, so which is now a pity because in show you see only the front.
The front,
But
exactly.
this is a new perception, and also you have a removable collar. So this piece is actually kind of representative of what we do at the AW brand. It's like, it's really inclusive in the term of people can do what they want with the pieces. You know, they can appropriate the pieces, they can make them their own story. And this is the link. And this is why I want to push literature, because for me, literature is a way to reunite people, you know, from the very different board. You have very different kind of people that can read a book and after they can discuss about it. And
Yes.
this is the reality of the brand. And me, I have to understand why I have this creative process, because for me, it's really natural to create collection like that. And now that we open the store in Paris in September, we really see, because before it was only comment from our retailers, you know, and they always say from the beginning of the brand that there were a lot of women that were buying the clothes. And this is a reality that we saw in Paris in September in the shops, that we have a lot of different people that buy the brand. And I was really happy about that. I mean, like, you have boys, you have girls, you have old people, you have young, you have fashion people, you have people that doesn't give a shit. And this is something for me which is like super cool, because it means like we are doing great clothes, you know, and people can project in them and do what they want. So we really wanted to reinforce this kind of removable, adaptable, and you can do your own styling with it. So what we propose for the show, I didn't want people to look like they are on a show. You know, they can be inside, they can be outside. I don't want to have this kind of overdress things, even if everything makes you like super elegant. But I want to feel this kind of comfortable feeling, easy way, you know, not too overdressed. But now that we are working in the home office, you know, you have a different way of dressing yourself. So the collection is really a balance between the inside and the outside. And that's why you have this kind of very soft and homeware feeling, you know. It's like you are in a homeware, you're like in your pajamas and you're getting a coat and you're getting outside because you have you do like, I don't know, like the the only
Yes,
thing that
exactly.
you can do, I need to go to the supermarket. But you know, I really wanted to have this kind of impression.
I also wanted to ask, because when I saw like the video performance, it's like made in Palais Tokyo.
Tokyo, exactly.
Yes. And what made you choose to do the performance of the presentation of the collection there, because it's also really special when you look at it.
For me, it's also a statement about what we live today. For the SS21 collection, we did a partnership with actors and comedians from the Comédie Française, and to do like a lecture, you know, of the book of the collection was about The Outsider of Albert Camus. And this for me was a way of talking about the crisis that we are living today, like, and especially in the culture environment, like the comedians that cannot work anymore, you know, like the theater, everything is closed. And so for me, it was a way for me to talk about the crisis without putting masks everywhere, and to give like this kind of positive message, and to give the stage to people that cannot work. And for me, I really wanted from the beginning of this fall winter collection to have this also point of view and working with dancers, because now, you know, the government says that it's not essential jobs, you know, which is, yeah, I know from a practical way, this is true. But at the same time, in Paris, you really have this kind of feelings that we are missing something. And I saw the reaction of the people, like, I mean, the team, because it was a live stream only with the team, watching the performance, everyone was crying. So I wanted to have this kind of mirror things, to have this kind of infinite reflection effect. So you have this impression of a crown, which is something that you don't see anymore. You know, we don't see the crown. We are always alone in front of computer, in front of telephone.
Exactly.
And I want to give people some kind of emotion, you know. I don't want to get too much digital, in a way that I think the things that we miss the most now is the fact that we cannot meet our friend anymore, our family, we cannot touch anyone also. And I wanted to give the people the envy to touch the clothes, you know, like to wear the clothes and to move in them. That was really the primal idea of how we would like to present the collection.
And this is also what you see is when you look at it, it's like, yes, you really see the movement you want to, yes, you almost touch it. It's really nice. Also wanted to ask my last question, how was it to work like that? Because I know like the situation now is like not easy to work in it. It's like when you want to do something, it's not easy. How was it for you to do that, to work with your team, to have these people together there? So it's...
You know, for us as a team, what we experienced last summer, it was like so much more worse than what we did this season, because people forget that in March, April, all the factories were closed and all the textile factory were closed. So practically we had no fabrics and no factory to do the collection for the spring summer 21. So it was like pure nightmare, and everyone was like, even us, you know, it was a new way to organize everything, to make patterns. Everything was becoming a nightmare from the day one to the day two. So now we are kind of used to it, and we are a super small team. So we are adaptable, you know what I mean? And also we did from the beginning of the brand a very short production circuit, you know. So all of our factories and partners are half in France, half like Portugal, so it's in Europe, you know. So it's really close. All of fabrics, it's from Italy. So also we don't have 10,000 supplier. And for this collection, we use fabrics that we had in stock also. So we were like quite reactive on this one. And that's why also we wanted to do this kind of relecture things, because this is materials that were already there. So we were also more time to focus on this, you know, in terms of how we want to dye. And also we have an amazing partnership with Teinture de France, which is a dyeing factory in Paris. So it's also very short circuit. And yes, we had time also to test some product, because now we have a store. So if we want to test something, we put it on the floor, and we can see directly the reaction of the clients and what they are expecting from the brand. So it was more like continuing a work that we were starting to do since last fall, since our last show, like to reduce the number of pieces of each collection, to be like more and more radical, and to have the time to spend more time on each product, which were really key for us, and also continuing and improving pieces that we are doing since 2 years now, you know, in terms of shape and finishing.
Exactly. Okay, and like you said, you have a store. Can you say where's the store located in Paris?
It's a very good location, and we have the studio above, so it's like a small house for us. It's next to République and very close by the Cirque d'Hiver at the 4th of Rue Oberkampf. Okay. So we are really in the High Marais, I must say, and on the Boulevard Montmarché, and which is really a very, very nice location for us because it's really our type of clientele. It is really our kind of vibes also in Paris. So yeah, we are really, really happy to have been able to open this store.